I just needed a little more time, Claire. She took a long sip of her wine, then clinked the glass down hard. Time, Ethan, you've had years. I'm done wasting mine on your little fantasy projects. It's not a fantasy, I said, gripping the edge of the table. The app just needs another month of testing. Investors are already interested. I don't care about what might happen. I'm not marrying someone who can't even pay for the wedding he planned. She reached into her purse, pulled out a small velvet box, and dropped it into her wine glass. Here, you can keep this dream too. My eyes dropped to the ring, now drowning in red. You don't mean that, I whispered. Claire, we've been through so much. She stood up. Exactly. Too much, and I've waited long enough for you to catch up to my life. Catch up, I laughed bitter. You loved me when I was nobody. Now that I'm trying to be somebody, I'm not. Good enough? You're still nobody, Ethan, she snapped. Just a man with dreams but no results. I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. She adjusted her dress, tossed her hair over her shoulder, and walked away. No goodbye. No glance back. I just sat there, staring at the ring spinning in her wine. Josh opened the door in boxers, holding a beer? Whoa. You look like crap. I do, don't I? I mumbled, stepping inside. What happened? Did the launch tank? No. Claire dumped me. He whistled, then stepped aside to let me in. Brutal. What did she say? I'm a failure. That I'll never make it. Josh handed me the beer. Well, you were broke. I didn't laugh. Okay, he said. Serious now. She really said that. I nodded. She returned the ring in a wine glass. Damn classy. I slumped onto his couch and buried my face in my hands. I thought she believed in me, man. Sometimes people say they love you, but they only mean it when things are going their way. She was supposed to be there when it was hard, I whispered. Josh sat beside me. So what now? I don't know. I feel like I can't breathe. Then start over. She's not the last person on earth, and you've still got your brain. Didn't answer. He pointed at the folder in my hand. That the wedding stuff? Yeah, not a word. I pulled out the invitation. Her name was still there. Big, cursive letters. Gold foil. Burn it, Josh said. I stared at it. Burn it. I stood, walked to his kitchen, grabbed a lighter, and lit the corner. The flames crawled fast, eating the future I thought I had. We watched in silence as ash curled into nothing on a dinner plate. Josh nodded. Good. Now she's your past. I turned back toward the couch. You really think I can still make it? He smirked. You're too damn stubborn to fail. I wanted to believe him, but all I could think about was the way. She said, you're still nobody, like she really meant it. Mr. Blake, we're going to have to let you go. I just stared at my manager, blinking like maybe I'd misheard budget. Cuts, he added, like that made it any better. It's not personal. It feels personal, I muttered. He sighed, slid an envelope across the table, and stood. I hope things turn around for you. I walked out with a cardboard box and no plan. No Claire, no job, no apartment. I slept in my car that night, listening to rain hit the windshield like tiny fists. The next morning my phone buzzed. One unread message. Sophie. Hey, I heard about Claire. Are you okay? I stared at it for a long time before replying, Me, not really, Sophie. Want to talk? I'm free today. I sat across from her at a small corner cafe. My hoodie smelled like old pizza and regret. You look tired, she said gently. Didn't sleep much. Got fired yesterday, her eyebrows lifted. Ethan and my landlord kicked me out this morning, I added, laughing without humor. So I guess I'm free too. She didn't say anything right away, just stirred her coffee and let me sit in my mess. I'm not okay, I finally admitted. I figured. I don't even know who I am without her. Without the future I thought I had. You're still you. No. I was someone she believed in. Now I'm just some broke guy with a laptop and a dream that keeps falling apart. Then let it fall, she said softly. Build something better. I looked up. You make it sound easy. It's not, she said. But you're not as alone as you think. Claire didn't even hesitate, I said. Like I was nothing to her. She doesn't define your worth. She did for years. Silence. Then she reached into her purse and held out something small. A keychain. Simple. Black leather. Silver letters. Keep going. I stared at it. Why? Because you need something to hold on to. I don't deserve this, I whispered. You don't have to. Tears stung my eyes. I blinked fast, looking anywhere but at her. You okay? She asked. No, I said, voice cracking. But this time I'm not crying over her. Her lips curved, soft and sad. Good. I'm crying over me, the me that thought love meant staying, even when it hurt. I saw you trying, she said long before she gave up. I clenched the keychain. Why do you even care? She shrugged. Maybe I always have. That hit something deep. Something I didn't know was still alive. I leaned back and exhaled. Thanks for being here, she smiled. Anytime. We sat in silence again, but this time it didn't hurt. For the first time in days, I felt like maybe I hadn't completely disappeared. I signed you up, Sophie said, sliding her phone across the table. I stared at the screen. Startup boot camp? Seriously, you've got the skills. Just need structure and people who believe in you. I've got you, she smiled. Then prove me right. Welcome to hell, one of the mentors joked on day one. The good kind, though. 12-hour days, deadlines, late-night debugging. I was exhausted, broke, and somehow excited. You're glowing, Josh said one night on the phone. I haven't showered in 3 days. Still better than sobbing over wine and burned invites? It's not funny. All right, he said. Hey, you sitting down? What? Claire's dating someone. My stomach twisted. Okay, you're not going to ask who? No, Logan. West? I paused. Logan. That Logan. The investor guy she used to call plastic money. I laughed under my breath. Figures you good? I'm working. Didn't ask what you were doing. I asked if you're good. I looked at my screen. The prototype was almost done. Lines of code stared back, humming with potential and better than good. 2 weeks later, I pitched my app to a group of investors. One of them raised an eyebrow halfway through and said, You built this solo? Start to finish? Can I see the back end? I flipped my laptop around. He tapped through it in silence. After a while, he looked up. You free to grab coffee? That was it. One sentence. But I heard opportunity behind it. I walked out with shaky hands and a heart ready to explode that night. I sat on the floor of Josh's apartment. My laptop glowed beside me. I opened the gallery folder photos of Claire, her laughing, her crying, her hugging me after I failed and saying, We'll figure it out. She gave up before we ever did. One by one, I hit delete. Each click felt like cutting a thread. Then I opened the last one. Us at the engagement party. She was smiling at the camera. I was smiling at her. I hovered. Do it, I whispered. Click. Gone. Sophie texted me later that night. Sophie, how's it going? Me. I think I'm becoming someone new. Sophie. Good. That's the Ethan I've been waiting to meet. Me. Thanks for seeing him before anyone else did. Sophie. Keep going. I looked down at the keychain on my desk and smiled. You sure you're okay with her dating Logan? Josh asked again the next day. She can date the whole Fortune 500 list if she wants. He whistled. New Ethan's got teeth. I don't care what she does anymore, liar. I don't care about her. I care about what I'm building. Sounds dangerous, it is. He laughed. I like it. I leaned back in. My chair, she said. I was a man with dreams, but no results. Yeah, I remember. She was right. But now I'm building results to match my dreams. Josh paused. You're not going to stop, are you? No, I said. Not until. The people who walked away wish they'd stayed. You sure this is a good idea? I asked, tugging at the collar of my only clean shirt. Sophie smiled as she opened the front door. You'll be fine. Just be yourself. Yourself didn't exactly impress them last time. Shoulder. Well, this time, yourself has a spine and a startup. I stepped into the Monroe house and was immediately hit with the scent of rosemary chicken and judgment. Ethan. Mr. Monroe's voice boomed from the dining room. "Hi, sir," I said, offering a handshake. "Thanks for having me." He eyed me for a second, then shook my hand. Sophie said, "You've been busy." "Have. Working on a new app. Got some traction. HMPH. Claire entered behind him, dressed like she was attending a gala. "Well, this is awkward," she said with a smirk. "Says the bridesmaid," I muttered under my breath. "What was that?" she asked, raising an eyebrow. "Nothing. Just good." "To see you." She leaned in, whispering, still chasing dreams, still catching them. Mrs. Monroe appeared, drying her hands. "Ethan, you're here?" "Hi, ma'am." She gave me a tight nod. "Let's eat." We sat around the table, Mr. Monroe at the head, Claire and Sophie across from each other. I sat beside Sophie, close enough to smell her shampoo. Claire reached. "For the wine? Remember when Ethan tried to cook pasta and nearly burned down our kitchen?" I forced a chuckle. "We all start somewhere. Some of us never move past starting," she said, sipping smugly. Sophie glanced at her. "And some people just keep talking while others are actually doing things." Claire's smile froze. "Excuse me?" "I invited Ethan," Sophie said clearly. "He's done more in the past 3 months than most people do in a year." Monroe cleared her throat. "Claire, maybe let's not dwell on the past." "Well, I'm not." "I'm talking about the present," Claire said sweetly. I stayed quiet, cutting my chicken like it was a negotiation. Mr. Monroe leaned in. "Tell me about this app." I straightened. "It's a productivity platform, real-time collaboration. With AI enhancement, early users are responding well. We're finalizing a pilot with a local firm, HM. He nodded. "It's impressive." Claire rolled her eyes. "Is it though?" "Everyone's building apps these days. Not everyone gets investors to return their calls," Sophie said. Passing me a napkin, I unfolded it under the table. "You're doing great." My chest tightened. I looked at her. She wasn't smiling, but her eyes were fierce, protective after. Dessert, Mr. Monroe pulled me aside. "You seem different," he said. "I am. More confident, more focused." He nodded. "Still not sure about your path, but I respect your fight." "Thank you," I said, meaning it. On the way out, Claire stopped me at the door. "You know this doesn't mean you've won, right?" I tilted my head. "If I have to compete for Sophie's kindness, I've already lost." She blinked. "What's that supposed to mean?" "Means I'm not here for your approval. I'm here because someone at that table still sees something in me." I stepped outside, Sophie right behind me. "Thanks for standing up for me," I said. "Always," she replied. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel small walking away from that house. "You're Ethan Blake?" the man asked, stepping into the video call with sharp eyes and a colder smile. "I am. Raymond Cole," he said, leaning back. "CEO of Nextlink. I've been following your app." I froze, "Sir. I'm honored. I like what you're building. You solve problems without overpromising." "Need more of that." "Thank you," I said, heart pounding. "I want you on the team," he said. "Senior product led. Full benefits. And a spotlight at our upcoming tech summit." I blinked. "Wait, seriously?" Raymond smiled. "You earned it." 2 weeks later, I stood backstage at the Grand Tech Expo. Giant screens glowed blue. Hundreds of chairs. Cameras, a mic in my hand. Josh elbowed me. "Breathe. You look like you're about to pass out." "I might, don't, your name's literally on the screen." I turned. "Ethan Blake, co-founder, Clarity Sync. My name, my product, my moment. You ready?" the stage manager asked, as I'll ever be. He waved me forward. Lights hit my face. I stepped out, forced a breath, and scanned the crowd. Claire, third row, Logan beside her. I kept my face neutral. "Thank you all for being here," I began. 2 years ago, I was coding out of my car. Today, I want to show you what clarity looks like in chaos. Applause. Laughter at the right moments. Standing ovation. I walked off stage, shaking, and Josh grabbed me in a one-armed hug. "You crushed it." I didn't fall. 2. Raymond met me by the side curtain. "That was clean, smart, market-ready. You're going places." "Appreciate it, sir. You just put half this room on notice." I nodded. That's the goal. Behind him I spotted Claire walking toward me. Congratulations, she said, folding her arms. Didn't think I'd see you here. Didn't think you'd come, I replied. Logan's company has a booth, of course. She looked at the screen, still showing my name. You really did it. I told you I would. She paused. You seem different. I am. More confident. More selective. I corrected. Her smile dropped. Well, I'm happy for you. No, you're not. She blinked. Excuse me? You're not happy? You're surprised? There's a difference. Logan joined her, draping an arm around her shoulder. Nice app, man. Clean design, but kinda basic. Simple scales, I said. Overbuilt flops. His jaw tightened. I turned to Claire. Hope he treats you better than he treats his employees. Her eyes flicked away. I stepped back toward the hall. Ethan, she called. I looked over my shoulder. She hesitated. You really changed? No, I said. You just stopped looking. My phone buzzed. Claire, can we talk? Just us. I stared at the message, then typed, me, where? We sat outside a cafe near the river-neutral ground. She wore the same perfume, still knew how to tilt her head like she cared. I saw your interview, she said, breaking the silence. You look different. Success does that. Gave a dry laugh. You're not even surprised I reached out. I figured you would eventually. I didn't leave because I stopped loving you, Ethan. I raised an eyebrow. No, just I couldn't keep waiting. We're stuck. I was scared, and Logan was your escape. Her eyes dropped. He offered stability, and I offered dreams. You offered chaos, she snapped, then softened. Ow. But I missed the way you used to look at me. I missed the way I used to believe in you. She leaned in slightly. We had good times. And bad timing. She reached across the table. I thought you'd hate me forever, I did, I said. Till I stopped needing your approval. She went quiet. Then her eyes dropped to my jacket pocket. What's that? I didn't answer. Her hand hovered, fingers brushing against the fabric. Is it a ring? I moved slightly. Her hand froze. Sophie. She whispered. I didn't speak. She laughed once. Wow, I stood. You picked him over me? Is. Scared, she said again. I was too, I said. But I didn't run. She looked up at me. You really love her? Right. I don't have to prove anything to you anymore. Ethan, goodbye, Claire. She stared at me, eyes wide. Unsure whether to speak or cry, I turned. The ring box still tucked safe in my pocket and touched. You're fidgeting again, Josh said, nudging me. I'm about to propose, man. Let me panic in peace. Maya laughed. It's cute. He looks like he's rehearsing the Gettysburg Address. Both of you out, I muttered. Josh leaned. In. You sure you don't want backup? No, I said. This moment's just for her. He gave me a grin. Then go get your girl. The cafe had ante-changed. Same old wood tables, same dusty shelves, same little bell over the door. But it felt different, warmer somehow. I sat at our usual table by the window.
Sophie walked in,
wearing a pale blue dress and that nervous smile she got when she was trying. To play it cool? You picked our spot, she said. Felt right. She slid into the seat across from me. You look anxious. I laughed. That obvious? She nodded, then glanced at the table. You brought the keychain. Of course I did. This thing got me through hell. Still can't believe. You kept it. I can't believe you gave it to me. She smiled, softer now. I pulled a small box from my pocket and set it gently beside the keychain. Her eyes widened. Ethan, I'm not perfect, I said. You know that better than anyone. I failed. I got broken, and you still showed up. She covered her mouth with her hand. I don't want big parties or promises I can't keep, I continued. I just want real us, whatever that looks like. I opened the box, so will you marry me? She didn't blink, didn't breathe. Then she nodded fast, tears in her eyes. Yes, 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 absolutely yes. I exhaled. Finally, she reached over and squeezed my hand. You really did it. I didn't do it alone. White or off-white? Maya asked, flipping through fabric swatches. I don't know, Sophie said, laughing. What's the difference? Josh looked up from his phone. Off-white looks like someone spilled milk on white. Helpful, I muttered. You better be nicer, he said. Best man privileges include speech sabotage. Maya grinned. Relax, Ethan, you're marrying the right one this time. I looked at Sophie across the room, talking with the florist. Yeah, I know. The night before the wedding, Mr. Monroe pulled me aside. I was wrong about you, he said. I was wrong about me too, I replied. He nodded, then extended his hand. Take care of her always. We shook on it. On. The morning of the wedding, Sophie found me waiting by the garden archway. You nervous? She whispered, No. I've never been this sure of anything. She slipped her hand into mine. The sun was warm. Her eyes were brighter than I'd ever seen them. We stepped forward together, and just beside the bouquet on the table, a keychain. Still sat quiet, steady, keep going. I had, and it brought me home. You okay? Josh asked, fixing my boutonniere. Yeah, just surprised, that's all. Did you know? Claire was in the bridal party? Nope. Not until she walked in 5 minutes ago wearing lavender. She looked like she swallowed a lemon, he muttered. I didn't respond. I was too busy watching her talk to Maya, smile. Frozen, wine glass, already in hand. Sophie asked me to be part of it before everything, Claire said quietly, stepping close while the photographer reset. You don't owe me an explanation. I wasn't going to give one, she said, eyes sharp. Then softer? You look happy? I am. She stared at the ground. Logan didn't come, I noticed. His investors pulled out. Took the jet, the penthouse, even the dumb espresso machine. Life's wild. She laughed bitterly. You're not going to rub it in? I don't need to. Karma's louder than I'll ever be. Claire sipped her wine. Sophie believes in you. She always did. I know. Her eyes flicked to the box in my hand. The rings? Yeah, I thought that would be me once. I didn't answer. When the music started, I turned toward the aisle. Sophie appeared in white, radiant. Every step steady. Behind her, Claire held the bouquet like it was burning. Sophie reached me and smiled. Hi, I whispered. You look like a dream. You look like peace. Do you, Ethan? Take Sophie? I do. My voice didn't shake. Sophie's did. I do. As we exchanged rings, I glanced out across the chairs. Claire's. Eyes were glassy, staring just past me. Her lips were tight. Her hand trembled slightly around her empty glass. She wouldn't meet my eyes. I didn't need her to. You did it, Josh said later, handing me a drink. She did, I said. Watching Sophie dance with her mom, Claire stood alone near the back, still clutching that glass like it held answers. No Logan, no applause. Just her in silence. Sophie walked over and looped her arm through mine. You okay? Perfect. She didn't ruin it, not even close. Sophie leaned in. You're mine now. Always was. Claire passed by us quietly on. Her way out? She didn't say goodbye. She didn't need to. This time, I was the one walking away. You ready for this? Sophie whispered, squeezing my hand. I've been ready since the day you saw me, not who I pretended to be. She smiled. Then kiss me, husband? And I did. Confetti rained down. Cheers exploded around us. Josh yelling louder than anyone, Maya crying like she was the bride, and Mr. Monroe trying to keep a straight face but failing. I looked out over it. The crowd. Claire was gone. She'd slipped away just before the group photo. No goodbye. No glance back.
Wait.
No surprise. She left. Sophie said gently, I know. You didn't stop her. There was nothing to stop. Sophie nodded, resting her head against my shoulder. You really loved her, didn't you? I thought I did. Maybe I loved the idea of being enough for someone like her. Now I know real love isn't earned. It's given. She turned toward me, like what I gave you. Exactly like that. Her eyes glistened. I knew you'd make it. I only did because you said I could. You always could. She held up her bouquet. Tied around the stems was my old keychain. Keep going, I whispered, smiling. Kept it. I never let it go. Ethan? Sophie? Over here. The photographer called. We moved toward the garden steps, friends and family gathering behind us. You okay? Josh asked as he passed me. Yeah, you sure? Claire left. Josh raised an eyebrow. You gonna talk to her? That chapter's closed. She saw you become everything she said you'd never be. That's not why I did it, he nodded. But it still feels good, doesn't it? I didn't deny it. You two stand front and center, Maya called, adjusting Sophie's veil. Ready? I asked, pulling Sophie close. More than ever, as the camera flashed. I caught Mr. Monroe's approving smile and Mrs. Monroe's slight nod. It wasn't dramatic, just real. I belonged, and for once, I didn't feel like I had to prove it. Later, as we sat under the string lights, Sophie whispered, What are you thinking about? Nothing, I said. She raised an eyebrow. Okay, everything. But mostly how you look tonight. I look like I'm yours. You've always been mine. She smiled, then leaned in. Promise me something. Anything. No more running, no more doubting yourself. Deal? And if the world turns its back on you again, I've got you to keep going. She held up the bouquet again. Keychain swinging softly. I smiled. Home wasn't a place. It was a person who believed in me. Before anyone else did, and she was sitting right next to me.